A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? Let me hope you're fine. How is your weekend? How is everything that you have hoped for this week? Let me hope God has blessed you and you have got it. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that we discussed before, what causes it, and now we're going to look at what are some of its signs and symptoms, and that is heart failure. We're going to know what are some of the signs and symptoms of heart failure. Why do you look at to know my heart is failing? Olwalira ab'emikwano tugenda kwogera ku topic kye twayogerako wiiki ewedde twayogera ku biki ebireetera okufuna obuzibu ku mutima, omutima ne gufailing oba ne gulemerera okukola emirimu gye gulina okukola. Kati olwaliro tugenda kwogera biki by'olabirako n'omanya nti kati omutima gwange gufunye obuzibu. Nga siruddeewo, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because the best is still coming. Ebirungi bikyajja. Subscribinga twongere okuyiga. We start. Our first sign and symptom that we're going to look at today is irregular heartbeat. When the heart has a problem, you begin to have what we call an irregular heartbeat. Remember, the heart pumps blood 24/7. And in our previous video, we said that American Heart Association came up and said that at least 1 in 3 people die every day, minus knowing that they have a heart problem. Because symptoms or signs of heart problems that present also are present in other diseases like pneumonia, upper respiratory tract infections, to mention but a few. And it also went ahead and said that at least 18 million people die every year of heart problems. So we're going to look at some of these signs that you could look at. They could be present in other diseases like asthma, like pneumonia, like COPD. Very many of them present like heart failure, but these are some of the signs and symptoms. Number one, we say that heart arrhythmias or irregular heartbeat. Your heart has to pump lub-dub, but you find that when it has a problem, that beat changes. You may find it's just beating dub, 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 or lub, lub, lub. You find that it changes. Tugambye nti bw'oba olina obuzibu ku mutima, omutima gwo gutandika okukuba engeri etali ya buli kanaku. Omutima oguli nnomo oba omutima omulungi gukuba lub, dub, gukola ka sound yako oba yes sound eyo bwetyo. Naye guba gufunye obuzibu sound eyo ekyukira ddala. Another sign we're talking about is difficulty in catching breath. We find that even doing simple exercises like climbing steps and coming down, you find that your chest is tight, it is squeezing you, you have difficulty in catching the breath, you can't breathe very well, sometimes even you lie down, and that's when you'll feel better. Tugambye nti sign endala gy'oyinza okulabirako gw'alina emirimu gy'okola egy'enjawulo, ofuna obuzibu mu kubako omukka, okola exercise ntono nnyo kwambuka ddaala n'ogakka ne weesanga nga mwana okussa kikufuukidde kizibu. Another sign that we look at is unexplained pain that may begin from the chest, maybe in the neck, and then radiate to other parts of the body. Tugambye nti pain ejja eno nga tomanyi nawe evudde, ogenda okulira ekifuba kikuluma, ate pain nevaawo n'egenda mu mikono, bwevaawo n'egenda ne mu mugongo, abamu edda ne mu lubuto, omutima gwandibanga gufunye obuzibu. Run to the hospital for immediate medical attention. Then the other is dizziness. Sometimes you begin feeling dizzy. All of a sudden, you're drinking enough, you're not having malaria, you don't have any other disease that can cause you have dizziness. But you find you're being dizzy all the time, you can't understand yourself, you are not dehydrated, but you find yourself not stable. So tugambye ensonga endala ofuna kamunguluze. Nobira ng'olira kamunguluze, tolina kirwadde kyo kikuluma, tolina mpeke zoomira, tolina amazzi g'onywedde mu mubiri olaba nga naawe oli mugimu bulungi, naye ne weesanga ng'ofuna kamunguluze, wandibanga ofunye obuzibu ku mutima. Ensonga endala gye njagala twogereko is excessive sweat or diaphoresis. Excessive sweat comes in when you have a heart problem because the heart is finding problems to pumping blood. Because of it pumping with a higher pressure into the veins and arteries, heat can be created inside the veins and you find yourself as a reaction getting sweat. So tugambye nti omutima we guba gulina obuzibu, ofuna obuzibu mu ofuna omuzibu mu mubiri n'obeera ng'otuuyana nnyo buli kaseera n'obeera nga otuuyana. Lwaki? Nti omusaayi guno bwe guba gutambula ng'omutima gugukuba, olw'okuba gusanga obuzibu gugukuba n'amaanyi, k'ogenda okwesanga ng'emisuwa gino egitambuza omusaayi gifunamu ebbugumu ery'amaanyi nnyo. Kati ebbugumu lino erijja mu misuwa z'entuuyo ze tukulaba ku mubiri. Endala gye tugenda okwogerako is persistent dry cough. Persistent dry cough, my friend, can be also in pneumonia, can be in asthmatic attacks, as one of the topics we shall discuss about some time to come. But you find that even in heart failure, this is another sign that we look at. You find that you're having a problem of cough. You're coughing irritably. You find that every time you have to clear your throat, it means your heart could be having a problem, though it can be present in other diseases. Okukolola nga tokoma, buli kaseera n'obeera ng'okolola n'okolola, toyina kifuba, toyina mbeera eyinza kuleetera kukola, naye ne weesanga ng'okolola, oluusi ne wejjanjaba n'okwejjanjaba, naye n'osigala ng'okolola. Mwana to omutima guyinza okuba nga gulina obuzibu. Another problem that one can have is lightheadedness. Lightheadedness, what do I mean? You feel like you can't hold your head. You feel like the head is heavy for you. You feel like you can't feel it. You feel like you can't move with it. You feel like the only time you can get space or peace is by sitting down. But when you stand, you feel like the head is not yours. It could be a problem with the heart. So, ngambye nti ofuna obuzibu bw'okubeera ng'omutwe owulira si gugwo, owulira ng'oguwebuka, olumu owulira ng'oguzitowa, ng'emirembe olina gifuna ng'oguwumuzza wansi, manya wandiba ng'olina obuzibu ku mutima. Ensonga endala gye njagala twogereko, njagala nzigatte zino: numbness, coldness and weakness. Numbness is like you feel like you touch something and you don't feel what you're touching. You feel like your hands are very cold and they are weak. This could be due to lack of blood supply to that part, especially the extremities get cyanosed, or blood does not reach there if you have a heart failure. So as a result, they become numb, they become cold, and they become weak. So tugambye nti sayini endala gye ngenda okwogerako eri ereetera omutima guleetera engalo zo okuba nga zinyogoga, oba ebigere nga binnyogoga, oba ne bibeera nga toyina maanyi mu ngalo ne mu bigere. Ensonga endala ojja n'okwesanga nga bw'okwata ekintu tokiwulira nti okikutte, mwana to omutima gwandiba nga gufunye obuzibu. So nga ate kino kiyinza n'okubeerawo mu ndwadde endala ezikwata omubiri nga arthritis n'endala. I want us to end with this one also important point: swelling of the legs. Swelling of the legs can also happen in kidney failure, urine incontinence, to mention but a few. It can also be present in heart failure. This is why when you come to the hospital, we will do a renal function test. It can also happen in a liver failure or liver disease. We can also do a liver function disease. We end up doing your blood pressure, we end up doing your ECG, we end up also doing some other tests that look at your heart. So we have said that tugambye nti ensonga endala gye tugenda okwogerako okuzimba ebigere, okusingira ddala kakonguvule, bw'osanga nga wazimbye, olumu ebeera pressure, ng'omutima gulemereddwa, ekivaamu amazzi gano ne ganoonya we gaddukira, ogesanga gaddukidde ku bukongovule bwo. So ogenda okwesanga ng'ozimbye ebigere, ntandika okugamba biwanike, funa w'obiwanika amazzi gasobole okutambula obulungi. Bannange, naaze n'obulungi amala nannyuka. Those are some of the signs and symptoms that are commonly presenting with people who have heart failure. However, there could be so many other signs and symptoms, but what I've given you are some of the common signs we have seen in you when you come to the hospital. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Ask Prince and I'll always be there for you. God bless you and bye-bye.